All right, here we go with the AEW 4 gear. This is going to be a good show. This definitely will be a good show. First off, starting off with John Maxley versus Eddie Kingston, an I Quit match for the AEW Championship. This is going to be a crazy physical match. And both Moxley and Kingston, they've been doing crazy promos on each other. They both ready to face each other. Eddie Kingston really feels like Moxley left him when he left for sports entertainment, because they both came from the same brand and stuff. But I just really think that John Moxley will retain his title. It will be a physical match though. And it's like what Maxley says, you're going to have to break his ankle in order to take that title from him. And we just saw recently that they both kind of put each other out with that bulldog choke. So I just think Moxley just got too much. He got more in the tank than Eddie Kingston. I think Eddie Kingston will really show out in this match. He may even have Moxley a few times, but I just think at the end, John Moxley will retain his title. This will be a brutal match, though. So I know it's the main event, but shoot, they should start off with this match, shoot. But I know it wouldn't be right because it's the main event. Next, we got FTR versus the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team titles. So the stipulation on this is if the Young Bucks lose, they can't get another shot. So I'm really going to say that the Young Bucks is going to win. And I know that they are kind of coming in not at 100% because of what FTR has been doing to them over the past couple of weeks. But the Young Bucks, they are resilient. And like I said, they are a great tag team. But FTR, they do have their ways of cheating to win. So I wouldn't be surprised if FTR tries to, use their manager, Tony Blanchard, to win this match like they did before against the Best Friends. But I really, really think the Young Bucks just going to be fired up in this. And they want to prove that they are the best tag team in the world. So, Young Bucks, you gotta do what you gotta do to get them tag team titles. Because like they said, whether they are at 100% or not, they're going to still come into this match fired up. So I think I'm going to go with the Young Bucks on this. Young Bucks. Next up, we got Cody Rhodes versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. And I'm really hoping that Darby Allin wins this match because Cody Rhodes, he's a good champion, but I just think sometimes he knows who to pick for his opponents and stuff. And it's really good that Darby Allin is getting this opportunity because he was in the Casino Battle Royal match, but he got taken out. But I'm really rooting for Darby Allin because he's been doing a lot of training. He's been working with Tony Hawk and doing all these crazy skate moves and everything. And I just think it's time for Darby Allin to shine. Like, he really reminds me a lot of Jeff Hardy. He really does, because he'll go on the top rope and just throw his body all over the place. So he's willing to risk his whole body to win a title. So this would be this would definitely be a good start, because Darby Allin, he really deserves this though. And like I said, Cody, he's been around for a while. So, Darby winning this title would be good for him and his career. And, it would be also nice if Darby wins, then, Darby and Orange Cassidy go at it. That would be good too. So I'm rooting for Darby Allin. Next up will probably be the second most watched match of this pay-per-view. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. A shot at the number one contenders for the AEW World title. These two have been a great tag team. They have beaten some of the best tag teams all around the world. Now that they are facing each other, This will be an epic match. This match could probably last a whole hour. I mean, I'm really hoping that Hangman Page wins this match because I remember when he fought Jericho for his. I remember when he fought Jericho for the AEW World Title in front of his family, and that was a great match. And I mean, Hangman gave it his all on that match. So, and plus, I just think sometimes Kenny Omega can be too cocky though. Like sometimes it's like he won't take off his. I think I heard if he don't really respect his opponents, he won't take off. You know, they got to take off their shirt and wrestle and stuff. He'll leave it on. So, but I think Kenny, he cannot. I don't think he gonna put Hangman so easily. But I know it's gonna be a good match. Kenny is a tremendous wrestler as well. I know he's been wrestling all over the world and stuff. But I'm just gonna be really rooting for Hangman Page because you know, he is a talented wrestler and he gives it his all in that ring. And it would just be great for Hangman to be the champion. It really would, you know. So I'm rooting for Hangman Page on that. Next up, we got Nyla Rose versus Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. Now, I will say, Shida, she has been a great women's champion. You know, she's been taking on everybody. But I just think now Nyla Rose is with Vicky Guerrero. And maybe with Vicky Guerrero's insight and, you know, management skills, who knows? They could cheat for a victory. You never know. Because Vicky is, you know, famous for that. So, you know what? I'm going to really be rooting for Nyla Rose. I really will be. Because when I first saw her, I was like, whoa, ain't nobody beating her for the title. Then She'da beat her. So that was a good match a couple months ago. But I just think Nyla Rose is coming back. She's coming back with vengeance in this. So whenever you come back for vengeance for something, I think that's where you are at your most dangerous. So root for Nyla Rose. Next up will be, I think this will be the third most watched match. Chris Jericho versus MJF. And if MJF wins, he will be a member of the inner circle with Chris Jericho and Sammy and Jack Hager, Santana, Ortiz. I think that would be pretty cool. And I think I'm going to be going with MJF because they did some of the craziest things. They did that Broadway performance on AEW, and that was so funny to watch. And it just seemed like they'll work together. And who knows, they could be tag team champions down the line. But you can never count Chris Jericho out, though. That's just Jericho. He is a legend. He is the demo god, the lead champion, as he says. But he is the lead champion. But yeah, I think and another thing, MJF said he'll do whatever it takes to win. So just like back then when he fought Maxley and he banned Maxley from using his finisher and he was doing everything in his power. But I just think MJF might try to get a little bit more creative than Jericho, and maybe he'll try to do a cheap victory holding the tights and stuff. But I really think MJF will probably do that to win. But this will be a great match though. And next up we have another good rival match. Matt Hardy versus Sammy. From Inner Circle. This will be a deletion match. And Lord knows they have been fighting everywhere. Sammy tried to end Matt Hardy's career when he did a DDT on the floor. And yeah, Matt Hardy was out. Like, I think he came back, I think like 2 weeks later and told everybody that he was feeling back at 100%. So this rivalry is just going to continue. And Sammy says he's not going to stop until Matt Hardy can't wrestle no more. Well, I'm sorry, Sammy, but a lot of people have said that to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is one of the most resilient wrestlers I've ever known. Coming from the Attitude Era, from the Hardys, and just from him being on his own ECW champion and just taking on everybody. So of course I'm going with Matt Hardy because I think Sammy is just young, and I know he really wants to beat Hardy to further his career, but I just think Matt Hardy is gonna win this match though. So I'm going with Matt Hardy. And we have Orange Cassidy versus John Silva from the Dark Order. I think Orange Cassidy will win this match. And Orange Cassidy is an upcoming star as well too. Um, I really believe that Cassidy will probably dominate this match. This match probably be over in like 3 minutes. So rooting for Orange Cassidy, and I'm really hoping that he gets maybe he can get another shot at that TNT championship. It always seems like when he fights for the title, something crazy happens. Like he either needs to be in a steel cage where can't nobody interfere, or an Iron Man match or something. But Orange Cassidy is a great star, so really really rooting for him. And that is my review for the AEW Full Gear, my matches and my thoughts about it. So I hope everybody enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to watch this on Saturday at 8 o'clock on pay-per-view. AEW Full Gear. And we are out. Woo!